Hi, thanks for joining me today. This video is going to focus on some poses for hip and core stability. So both of those are very important for us as riders in the saddle, or for anybody, but core stability is very important when you're riding, and so is hip stability and mobility. So we're going to be doing a little bit, some of the poses, some lunges. We'll obviously be working on some hip mobility, but we're also going to focus on that stability along with that. So we're going to start just for a few minutes seated. If you have something to sit up on, that's helpful. I have a yoga block today. I'm just sitting up on the yoga block. You can use a firm cushion or a folded up blanket, folded up saddle pad if you want, but something to give the hips a little height so you can sit with a little bit more ease. So once you find something to sit on, just let your hands rest comfortably on your thighs. Palms can face up or down. Think of finding a neutral alignment for the spine. So think of having the head right over top of the shoulders, shoulders right over top of the hips. Same alignment what we would have if we were sitting in the saddle, that spinal alignment. You can close the eyes for just a few moments to let your focus turn inward so you can let go of any outside distractions or whatever has been going on in your life today. And just take a few moments to just let yourself land in the space that you're in today. Do a little scan of your body, noticing how your body feels physically, noticing any tightness or tension. Notice how your energy level is. And as you check in with the mind, again, see if you can just let go of any thoughts or distractions or to-do lists. And then beginning to consciously deepen your breath as you inhale in through the nose, let the breath drop all the way down into the bottom of the lungs. As you exhale, draw the belly towards the spine to engage the abdominal muscles and the diaphragm as your breath releases. So even this deep breathing can start to engage those muscles in our core. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Think full breath in, long breath out. And as you keep that steady flow with your breath, gently begin to let the eyes open. So we'll do just a little warm up here seated. So let the arms release down by your side. Inhale, turn the palms up, float the arms all the way up and overhead, reach up through the fingertips. And then exhale, let the arms just float gently back down by your side. So again, just a little warm up here, just getting the body moving and linking it with the breath, the movement with the breath. Inhale, arms float up. Exhale, palms turn down, the arms float back down. Good, couple more times, just like that. Inhaling. Feel that nice length through the spine, all the way up through the fingertips. Exhale, the arms float back down. Good, once more, just like that, just simple sun breath. Inhale. And exhale. Now inhale, bring your arms out to shoulder height and then bring them in front. Take hold of opposite elbows. So just making a shape of a box right in front of the chest. Nice deep inhale, lengthen up. As you exhale, using core muscles, so we're going to start to already work those core muscles, we're going to twist to our right. And as you twist to the right, you're using these internal and external oblique muscles that wrap around the torso. Inhale and exhale. And by doing this without having the arms down, you know, a lot of times we have the hands resting somewhere in front or on the leg. It lets us move without using any force to move us into this. So we're just using those core muscles. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, the spine lengthens and slowly come back to center. Inhale and exhale, and maybe just switch the cross of the arm, so opposite forearm on top. And then as you exhale, using those core muscles, twist to your left. So notice if one direction is easier than the other. Find your breath here. Breath may feel different with your body in a different shape here in this twist. Inhale and exhale. Again, you feel that in those abdominal muscles, and then come back again to center. So we'll do that one more time each side. Again, maybe switch the cross of the arms. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, twisting to the right. And think of keeping your gaze right over top of the forearms and right lined up with the sternum. We have a lot more mobility in the head and neck, so it's easy to just look over your shoulder and not do a lot of movement with the torso. So keep that gaze just right over the, think of the forearms, the sternum, the gaze lined up. Inhale and exhale, come back to center. And then once again, inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist to your left. Again, maybe that switch of the cross of the arms. Inhale and exhale. And even thinking here as you breathe, think of inhaling and lengthening the spine. And exhale as you draw that belly in, maybe again, just a little bit more twist to the left with those core muscles. And then slowly again, come back to center. Release the hands, float the arms all the way up. Exhale, release the hands down. So whatever you're seated on, just go ahead and move that out of the way and come to all fours, come to table pose. So as you settle in for your table pose, have the wrists underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. Think of neutral spine here. So lowest ribs draw towards the hips, or finding that nice length in the spine, and those neutral alignment for the spine. And then as you exhale, we're doing a little warm up here. So exhale, round the spine up towards the ceiling for that nice stretch through the back of the body. Inhale, let the pelvis tip forward, lift the heart and the sternum. Take the gaze forward and up, coming into cow pose. So keep that going with the breath. Exhale, round the spine, flexion into cat pose. And then inhale, the pelvis tips forward. Find that nice length and stretch through the front of the body into our cow pose and extension. One more time each way. Exhale. And inhale. Again, think of those full deep breaths. And this time as you exhale, come back to neutral. So again, the gaze is down towards the mat, but we're keeping a nice length in the back of the neck. So think of extending through the crown of the head. So we're not letting the head drop down. Lowest ribs are drawing towards the hips, and we're thinking of pressing into the palms. So we're kind of getting a little doming shape in between the shoulder blades. Now extend your right leg back. Press through the heel, press into the top of the left foot. Inhale, lift the right leg to hip height. Keep the hips level. So we don't want to lift up so high that the hips, that left hip drops. So keep the hips level, the right toes pointing down, and then you can extend that left arm forward if you'd like. Inhale and exhale. Good. So stay right here, or as you exhale, bring your left elbow back towards your left hip crease and your right knee towards your right elbow. Keep your spine lengthened. A lot of times we do this with a rounded spine, but we're going to keep neutral here. And then inhale, extend back out. Exhale again, bring that arm and that knee in towards the midline, and then extend back out. Good. Couple more times here. Exhale. So really feeling that in the core, testing our balance. Inhale. Once again, and exhale. And then this time extend everything back out. Release the left hand down. Release the right leg down. Exhale, fold back to child pose. Breath or two here. Let the wrist release. Maybe turn the palms up. You can wiggle the fingers a little bit if you'd like. Inhale and exhale. And then press into the palms once again, come back up to table pose, check your alignment, and then extend the left leg back. So press through the heel, lengthen through the crown of the head, press into the top of the right foot, lift the left leg hip height. Again, toes stay turning down, lowest ribs draw towards the hips, right arm extends forward. Inhale and exhale. Good, another breath here. Inhale and exhale. And again, you can stay like this, or you can bring that right hand back down, or even the arm extended forward and the toes down, variations here, or stepping a little further. Exhale, right elbow towards the right hip and left knee towards the left elbow. Extend forward. Good. Exhale. Draw everything in. Keep that spine lengthened. Inhale. You send everything back out. Good. Couple more times. Exhale. And inhale. Good. Exhaling. And inhale. Stay here. Find that nice length through the right fingertips, through that left heel, and then release the right leg down. Release the left leg down. Big toes together, knees towards the outside edges of the mat. Send your hips back towards your heels. Come to a wide knee child pose. Take a breath here. Breathe into the back of the body. Inhale. And exhale, and then press into the hands. Inhale, come up to table pose, knees again under the hips, wrist under the shoulders. Now bring the hands in front of the shoulders, press into the fingertips, base of the knuckles, curl the toes under, lift your knees, keep the knees bent, send your sit bones up and back, come to a bent knee downward facing dog. So same idea here, lowest ribs drawing towards the hips, so we're keeping that core engagement. Press into the fingertips. If you'd like, you can pedal through the feet here a little bit. Press down through one heel, the opposite heel. Keep that steady flow with your breath. And then come back to neutral, either with the knees bent or the legs straight, your option. And then a little weight into the left heel. Inhale, lift the right leg up, look towards the hands, bend the right knee, step the right foot forward to a lunge, lower the left knee, uncurl the toes. Make sure the right heel is underneath the knee, press into the feet, come up to a lunge here. So again, we're thinking of this core engagement, lowest ribs draw towards the hips. And then imagine that you're bringing the inner thighs towards each other and you're really pressing down into the feet. So we're keeping engagement in the hips. We're not just dumping down into the hip and getting a nice stretch in the hip. We are getting some flexion in this right hip, but we're keeping those muscles a little bit more engaged. Bring the arms overhead. Couple breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Guys, think of really pressing into all four corners of that right foot, press into the top of the back foot. Again, think of those inner thighs coming towards the midline. So think of bringing those glute med muscles, kind of squeezing them towards the midline here. Inhale. And exhale. Now release both hands down to the mat, curl the back toes under, lift the back knee, step back to downward facing dog. So again, you can pedal through the feet here a little bit or bend the knees. You can even take a child pose if you prefer. Just keep a steady flow with your breath and think of that core engagement. Again, don't just let the belly sag down, lowest ribs draw towards the hips, keep some engagement there. And then coming to stillness in that downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up, bending the left knee, step the left foot forward, lower the right knee down and curl the toes. Left heel under the knee, coming up. So again, take that moment to really press into the feet. Think of those inner thighs drawing in towards the midline, that left hip's drawing a little back, lowest ribs draw towards the hips, then bring those arms overhead. Inhale and exhale. So a little different arm position this time. Let's bring those arms to a cactus pose. Draw the shoulder blades together. Inhale and exhale. Good. Really press into the feet. Think of those inner thighs. Imagine you're trying to draw that left foot back towards you and that right hip forward. So left hip coming a little back, right hip coming a little forward. So we're engaging those muscles, squaring the hips. And then inhale the arms all the way up. Exhale, release the hands back down, curl the back toes under, lift the back knee, step back again to that downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. And then begin to pedal your feet, walk your feet towards your hands, bend your knees as much as you need to, walk up to a standing forward bend at the front of the mat. So feet hip distance apart, let your knees really bend, let the crown of the head release down. You can take hold of opposite elbows if you'd like. Deep breath in and out. And then very gently bring the hands to the hips, press into the feet, lengthen through the crown of the head, come all the way up to stand. And once you come up to stand, find your mountain pose. So feet hip distance apart, lift all your toes, spread the toes down. Think of lifting the inner arch of the foot, lift the kneecaps, let the sternum lift. Those lowest ribs are still drawing towards the hips, so we're not, when we lift the sternum, we don't want to let those ribs jut forward. So find that engagement. Energy through the crown of the head, fingertips release down by your side. Inhale and exhale. Then inhale, float the arms all the way up. Palms touch, exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Get a couple times here, just move with the breath. Inhale and exhale. Good, once again, inhaling and exhale. So now this time, inhale, float the arms all the way up. Palms touch, exhale, bend the knees, fold all the way down, standing forward bend. Inhale, come halfway up, lengthen through the crown of the head. Now bend your knees out over your toes. Think again, lowest ribs, draw towards the hips. Extend the arms forward, shoulder height to start with. Come to a chair pose. Reach those arms up alongside the ears if that feels okay for your shoulders. If not, keep your hands at shoulder height, or you can even have your hands at prayer. Inhale and exhale. Now bring a little weight into the left heel. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, step the right leg back, find your high lunge here. So lowest ribs, again, drawing down, left hip drawing back, press into the top, all four corners of that front foot. The back knee can be a little bit bent to get that hip a little bit more underneath you, or you can straighten through that back leg a little bit. Think of reaching down through the heel. Inhale and exhale. Again, we're thinking of bringing those hips in towards the midline. Inhale and exhale. Now push in with that right foot, step forward, come back to your chair pose. Inhale, come all the way up. Palms together, exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Take a breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, float the arms all the way up. Palms touch, exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, bend the knees out over the toes. Find that chair pose. Inhale and exhale. Again, lowest ribs drawing towards the hips. So lift the left heel, step the left leg back. Find your high lunge here. Again, right hip draws back. Think of bringing those thighs in towards the midline. Inhale and exhale. Find your balance. Inhale and exhale. And then push off with that left foot, bringing it up beside the right. Inhale again, all the way up, extended mountain. Palms touch, exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Take a breath here, inhale and exhale. Good, so let's turn facing the long side of our mat. So as you step wide to the side, turn your toes so that they face the front outside corners of the mat, and then bring your arms out to shoulder height. So star position here. Reach out through the fingertips. So thinking already, think of energy in the legs. So you're pressing into the feet, lifting the kneecaps up. Lowest ribs draw towards the hips. We're finding that connection. Inhale and exhale. Now turn the palms up, bend the elbows. We're going to bend the knees, send the knees towards the ends of our mat, coming into goddess pose. Bring your hands down to your inner thighs and encourage those thighs to come back a little bit. So we don't want to let the knees drop forward. So we want to think, just like in our lunge, if you think of your knee being right over top of your ankle, if you need to come in a little narrower stance to help you with that you can do that. Inhale and exhale. So inhale, straighten the arms, straighten the legs. Exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows. So we'll do this a couple times with the breath. So inhale, straighten the arms, straighten the legs. Exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows. Good, one more time like that. Inhale, straighten the arms, straighten the legs. Exhale, pause here. Inhale and exhale. Now this time, inhale, lift up a little bit. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift a little, press into the feet. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press into the feet, lift up. Exhale, lower. Good, a couple more times. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. And inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Now find neutral, kind of in between that, the lift and the lower here. Now find a focal point, something to gently gaze at. Lift the right heel, lift the left heel. Find your balancing goddess pose here. Inhale and exhale. Good, then gently release the heels down, straighten the arms, straighten the legs. This time turn the palms up, bring the arms a little wide, lift the heart and the sternum. Inhale and exhale, bring the palms together, bring the hands to the heart, heel toe the feet back in. Find your mountain pose once again. Inhale and exhale. So one more little strengthening for our core and our hips here. So inhale, float the arms all the way up. Bring the palms together, interlace the fingers, press up through the palms. Again, find that focal point. Lift the right heel. And then lift the right leg to hip height or wherever you can. Foot can be flexed or toes pointed. Just keep energy in the leg. Lowest ribs draw towards the hips. Feel that strength in that standing leg. Feel that glute med muscle in that standing leg working. Inhale and exhale. Good. Another breath. Inhale and exhale. And then gently release the right leg down. And then weight into the right foot. Lift the left heel. And make sure as you do that, you don't let your hips swing out to the side. Find that focal point. Find your breath. Lift the left leg up. Inhale and exhale. Good. Again, find your breath. Think of the lowest ribs drawing towards the hips. Inhale and exhale. Good. And then very gently release that left leg down. Release the hands. Float the arms down by your side. Bring your hands to your heart. Deep breath in. As you exhale, close the eyes. Just notice how you feel. Again, work for our core stability and hip stability today. So just notice if you feel a little bit more grounded, centered, balanced. And then very gently let the eyes open. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed that. Again, anytime we can do work for core stability and hip stability, beneficial for, of course, all of us that ride, beneficial for your stability in the saddle. But just for anybody, you know, when you have that core stability and you have that hip stability, just getting through your day so much easier. So I hope, again, that you will join me soon in the saddle or on the mat. Please check out information about Grey Horse Yoga in the info section below, and I will hopefully see you soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.